Hi guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Critical Condition. I will be your host for today. I'm Mario. Our normal co-host could not be here today. He had some family issues that he needed to attend. We wish him the best of luck. But in his place today we have a very special guest, Kaven.
Thanks for having me, Mario. Really excited to be on the show.
Excited to have you on the show,
Yeah,
man.
well, I watched all the episodes so far, so
Excellent.
see how we go.
Beautiful. So guys, for those of you that don't know Kaven is actually our official sponsor at the end of the show. Now, Kaven, would you like to let the audience know a little bit about your business?
Yeah, definitely. And again, thank you for having me as your sponsor. The little clip at the end. But yeah, so basically I run a psychotherapy and counselling business. So we deal with a lot of clients with anxiety, depression, just life stress, I guess you could say. And also run services for people who, want a relationship and due to certain circumstances can't have one. And we try to help them achieve that in the best way possible. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I do. And hopefully I can be somewhat entertaining, like my ex co-host.
No, definitely. I think you'll do fine. You'll do fine. It sounds very interesting, the work that you do, and we thank you for being our sponsor. So now to start off the show, guys, Kaven, what do you have for us this week?
Well, I've had a lot of spare time recently. I've had a bit of an injury, as I don't know if you can see, but so I've been home, been able to watch a few things. I watched a trailer a few weeks ago of a movie which I found fascinating. Well, I think it will be fascinating. And it was a movie called Get Out. Don't know if you...
Get out.
Get out.
Get out of town.
Get out of here. It looks very, very interesting. It is a horror / thriller. Not in the normal mold of horrors and thrillers though. So it had got me very interested. Basically, for those who haven't seen the trailer or heard about it, it's a movie with a couple, and it's an interracial couple. Okay. And so the male, who is the African American man, is going to meet his girlfriend's parents for the first time. Okay. Yep. Right. Yep. And so
always a nerve-wracking occurrence.
It is a very nerve-wracking for all of us to meeting the girlfriend's parents. Yeah. It's a big step. So he's going out to, and they live in a place out in the, I guess you could say, countryside, bit secluded area. And it's all about the bizarre happenings that happen when they go to visit the parents. First of all, they don't know that he's black. And it's interesting because, it has a black protagonist, which you don't really see much in horror movies. And the director, who's Jordan Peele, which is, it's actually his first feature film. And he spoke a little bit about it, that he wanted to have a black protagonist. And in a horror movie and work with that kind of thing. So it's really interesting to see how it works out. It has, a bit of black humor in it as well, which is good for a horror movie.
It's always good.
It's always good. And yeah, it's really, really interesting. So basically they go out to this countryside town and there's workers and basically who are black. So there's a maid and a gardener, from the trailer, from what I could see,
So
they had the gardener, but they just don't seem quite right. There's something off, and he kind of senses that. So they're a bit like zombies, I guess you could say. They say hello and whatnot, but they seem a bit distant, and there's something not quite right. Anyway, he's got a smoking habit from the trailer, from what it says. Basically the mum is a hypnotist and says, I can hypnotize you to help you with your smoking habit. Oh, wow. Which is a bit against, but she ends up doing it. But she also, when she hypnotizes him, she starts messing with him a little bit. And that's when it seems to start, all the weird happenings of the area. And for those of you who haven't seen the trailer, I'd highly recommend watching it because at the end you kind of sit there and go, well, shit.
Yeah, like the first time I actually watched the trailer, I was very excited for it. I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And I actually called Mitchell and I said, man, if I ever do a movie, remember like a few episodes ago, I said, if I ever do a movie, I think I want to do this movie. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know. but what was fun, though, is that when we organized this special episode, you let me know of the movie, and instantly I went, is it about that guy that goes to this, town to meet the parents? And so no, very excited to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, Mitchell, probably a little bit scared to watch it, maybe.
Maybe.
May not enjoy those horror films, But yeah, look, the main actor... the main two actors are Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
And you don't really know him from much.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was in Skins, the UK version of Skins. He was had a character there for a couple of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big cult sort of TV show.
Okay.
And Alison Williams, I believe, is the other one. Now, this is actually her first feature film.
Oh, that's exciting for her.
Yeah, it is good. And I think it's good to have fresh actors and actresses that we don't really know about. You don't have expectations about... They're not really typecast. You don't really know them much. But she has been in a show called Girls, which is an HBO TV show.
Okay.
Which I know was quite popular. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to lie to you. But
you didn't. Now tell me, you didn't watch a show about girls.
I mean, I probably should have.
Maybe.
I mean,
the
females are an interest of mine. I'm sure they're an interest of yours as
Indeed.
But no, I didn't. But I've heard good things. I did know a few friends who watched it. It's just, comedy sort of show. But so she's been in that. So which is exciting. Also, they've got the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Now the mum is basically she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. She was Steve Carell's...
Oh my God! Yes. The love interest in it. Yes.
So she owns that eBay shop.
It just clicked.
Yeah. Catherine Keener, I think that's her name. She played a completely different role in 40-Year-Old Virgin, obviously. But she plays, quite a almost sadistic sort of mum. Like, she has the habits, like, in the trailer you can see her, tapping the spoon on the teacup and things like that. And the dad, Joshua Lyman, he's one of those faces that if you see him, you go, oh shit, where's he from? But you can't really pinpoint much. But he was in West Wing, which was quite a big show for the audience, which I'm sure you know about, and Bicentennial Man, the one with Robin Williams.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
It was a very, very good movie, and he played quite a good role in that as well. It is going to be really interesting to see I think it comes out 4th of May.
Okay.
So I really want to see how it goes and check it out.
We should probably go see it together.
We probably should, and maybe we'll drag Mitchell along as well if he doesn't want to.
We'll buy him some diapers.
Yeah, we'll get him some diapers. Maybe just get him a little a mask to cover his eyes when he gets a little bit scared.
And we'll buy him popcorn.
We'll buy.
Actually, probably not. He'll hold me to that.
Yeah. But also, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, watch it. And also, there's an interview that the director does, Jordan Peele. So they premiered it at the Sundance Film Festival.
Okay.
And I saw this interview that he did, and he explains a little bit about why he made the film, and he talks about a movie called Night of the Living Dead, which is like from the 1968 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it has a black protagonist, as it's a horror movie as well.
Okay.
And he talks about that and how he really wanted to bring that aspect of horror films back. It's a really interesting interview. To watch.
Definitely. And you can find it on YouTube?
You can. If you just search up Jordan Peele Sundance Film Festival, I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Awesome.
And something to watch out for. And
sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. And what about you, Murray? We've been I've been watching a few episodes about a lot of games you've had.
Yes.
So what's coming up?
So what's coming up is a very, very special franchise that I hold dear to my heart. Now, I'm actually talking about Mass Effect. Now, Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out this month. The date currently eludes me. I might remember by the end, but I'm not quite sure. Not making any promises. But if I do forget, I will put it at the bottom. Now, with Mass Effect originally started on the Xbox 360. It was an exclusive game. Developed by Bioware, published by Microsoft. And it was about my favorite setting of all time, which is space and sci-fi. It was about planet exploration. It was about finding out about an alien race, long extinct. In fact, for people that don't know what Mass Effect might be, Mass Effect was actually the relays that humanity found after they colonized Mars. Obviously, set distant into the future. But the Mass Effect was a relay. So what this relay allowed was for spaceships to travel in between other relays. What that means, for people that don't know anything about space, is that you essentially end up from one point of space to the other. Instead of taking you light years, takes you a fraction of that time.
Yeah.
And that's how that game started. Well, sorry, not how the game started, but that's what it's based on. And because humanity discovered these things, they discovered a particular cluster of a galaxy that held the Citadel. Now, the Citadel was comprised of different races that had also found those Mass Effect relays, and they had a council. Now, humanity being the newest members of the council, were, a bit shunned upon, young race, not very intelligent to what other races, deem themselves to be. Because let's face it, well, a lot of races think they're smarter than the other one. Yeah. So the first game was about this one particular guy. His name was Shepard. If you defaulted his name, I believe his name was John Shepard. And he ends up being the Spectre of the council. So he's the first human Spectre, and he gets framed for murder. And throughout the first game, you're exploring planets and trying to clear your name, essentially. Another interesting thing that happens in the Mass Effect now trilogy, not including Andromeda, of course, is that the entire premise of the three games is about this ancient race called the Reapers. And once did you ever play Mass Effect?
I did.
Yes?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have an Xbox at the time, but I did have a friend who had one. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to play that many minutes on it or hours on it, but I did, and it was an awesome game.
It was awesome.
It was an awesome game.
It was a technical achievement at its in its time, because those facial animations and just the skin tones, it was just fantastic.
And that's why it's so exciting to think what it can be in 4K.
Oh my god.
And for those of you who don't know, Mario actually went and bought himself a 4K TV and a PS4 Pro in anticipation. So.
Actually just happened yesterday. And I have to send out a special thanks to my friend Hamid that was nice enough to deliver the TV after he finished his shift at work. So thank you very much, Hamid. Hamdidi. So sorry, going back to Mass Effect. Just a technical marvel of a game when it came out. And just to summarize what Mass Effect is: space exploration, role-playing game. Reapers were coming. The Reapers did come. They pretty much destroyed everything. And in fact, during the second game, what happens is Mass Effect Andromeda happens. So they send a ship, or various ships, to the Andromeda galaxy to find habitable planets. Because these Reapers are going to destroy the Milky Way. There's no ifs or buts about it. They're going to completely wipe out all sentient beings in the Milky Way galaxy. So humanity, along with the other council races, send out a ship, several ships of thousands of people, the best of the best. Sort of what would happen if the planet Earth was, going to be destroyed or we're all going to die. Chances are the brightest and youngest people will be put on a ship, sent somewhere to continue the human race. Well, this is sort of the same thing. Now, so obviously they're going to Andromeda. Now, Andromeda is not a galaxy that we've explored. Not in the games. Now, you get sent there as a Pathfinder. Now, Pathfinders, like as the name implies, you're finding a path. So in this instance, you're finding planets that, the races of the Milky Way can establish themselves.
Kind of like a tester.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is there's two protagonists of the game. You play side by side. So in the previous games, you would choose a male or a female, and you'd be that one main protagonist, and you'd never have a female version of it, or male version in the same game. This one, you're actually brothers. So there's a brother, Scott, and a sister, Sarah, and last name, Ryder.
Right. Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah. Great game. Yeah.
Now, with Pathfinders, what they discover is that their father is actually a Pathfinder as well. And he's been in the Andromeda galaxy way before they have. So at the beginning, it seems like it's about finding your father. Whatever that means, you'll see it once you play it. But that sounds pretty exciting. You're thinking, it looks like they're thinking, they're the first ones, and they discover that their father is actually one, and a high-ranking officer in the Earth military. So, right. So quite interesting. It takes roughly about 600 years in cryo freeze to get to the Andromeda galaxy. And that's how the game starts. That's the premise. You're trying to find planets, edible plants, things like that, to sustain life. What's really interesting is all the favorite races from the previous games return.
Okay.
So you've got your Quarians, you got your...
So they link in the old game quite well.
Yes, yeah. You got, your Quarians, your Turians, your Asari, and the Krogan. How can we forget Rex? Rex is one of the best characters ever.
Yeah.
Like, he's so cool. He survived throughout my entire trilogy. Like,
really?
I made sure that he was
my favorite. The time. You dedicated yourself to make sure he stayed.
He was my favorite. Yeah. He was so cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's as I was saying before, it's developed by Bioware that have a great pedigree of role-playing games. In fact, one that you're probably familiar with is Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, an Xbox exclusive at the time. Xbox. The first Xbox. I was about to say Xbox One, but that's a new console. The first Xbox, it was an exclusive, and I remember being 14, 15 years old when it came out, and I must have invested about 50 hours into that game. Yeah. And I didn't even like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've always, as you guys probably know, I've always been a Star Trek guy.
Yeah, the Trekkie.
I'm a Trekkie. Live long and prosper. Yeah. But yeah, I was amazed by this game. So exciting times for Bioware, exciting times for gamers, especially with 4K technology. Just going back to that, I always was of the belief of great, a resolution upgrade. What's that gonna do? Yeah. Oh my god! I played Horizon. I showed you Horizon earlier.
Yeah, I must say, it's unreal. Like seeing Horizon in 4K, and also just the lighting, the way the trees, just everything about it. It was unreal to see. Yeah,
definitely. No, with Mass Effect, going back to it.
Yeah.
The combat system looks like it's been sped up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be so choppy, I'd say. You still have to understand it is an RPG.
Yeah.
So it's not going to play as fluid as a third person shooter. It's just going to have it's limited by the constraints of the system that it's developed on. Yep. I mean, there's still dice rolls happening underneath everything, to hit how much you hit for things like that. But it looks a lot more streamlined, I'd say. And yeah, I think that would conclude Mass Effect. I'm just really excited for it. Obviously, but spent a lot of money yesterday. But look, it's going to be worth it. I can't wait to play it, and I can't wait for you to tell me what you think about it. I would highly recommend it, that at least you try it, and yeah, just let me know what you think.
And I'll definitely be sneaking around to your place a bit more often to even just to watch you play it, just for the visuals. Yeah.
It also has multiplayer, so
does it really?
Maybe if you buy it, we can play some multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I just got to get a PS4 Pro, so
nice.
See how we go.
Yeah,
got the 4K TV. The 4K TV.
Exactly the same, by the way.
Yeah, identical TV, which is cool. But yeah, get the PS4 Pro, and it's and like you were saying before, the amount of games coming out. Mm-hmm. Like, you spoke about a few in the last couple of episodes with Mitchell as well. Yeah. It's a really exciting time for gaming.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, and 4K does add to that, but also just the quality of games that are coming out.
We're finally getting into the golden age of the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Xbox One suffered a little bit because their exclusives are also PC exclusives, so most people are playing it on PC.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the right time for games currently in the cycle of the generation of the PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, last year having Uncharted, this year having Horizon, Neo, Mass Effect that I'm sure is going to review well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's going to have a bit of technical issues, but any RPG that is as bold in its grandeur is going to have some technical issues.
Yeah.
Nothing like I want to say Obsidian, but I'm getting that wrong. I'm talking about the developers of Fallout and Oblivion. I've totally drawn a blank on them. I'm so sorry. Anyway, on those developers, their games are normally, just have a lot of technical difficulties, like I'm experiencing currently. No, but anyway, Mass Effect, can't wait to play it, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to check it out as well and see how it looks. The visuals will be awesome. So, yeah, definitely.
Exciting.
I did want to also say something just in regards to Get Out, the movie.
Oh, yeah,
One thing I didn't mention, I did speak a little bit about the producer and stuff like that, but one thing that I forgot to mention regarding it is that what I found interesting was that, with the racial climate at the moment in the US, it's very interesting to see how they've kind of incorporated that into the movie.
Okay.
From the trailer, it seems as though they have a few things that kind of talk about that or, go into that issue.
Yep.
So it's like that kind of have the racial issues in the framework of really a horror movie, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And it doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't happen very often. So, I mean, that's another reason you guys should check out the trailer and watch the movie as well. Or try to. That does seem really excited. And I forgot to mention before, it's from the producers of Insidious.
Oh, yes.
Which is Blumhouse. So, just thought I'd point that out before we finished up the show. So,
no, not a problem. No, any information is good information.
Yeah. Got to sound smart, don't I? I'm following a tough lead with Mitchell and yourself. So.
I think you've done exceptionally well.
All I can say is I might be a little bit better looking than Mitchell. Just, but I just,
I can't wait for the three of us to have...
Just my personal opinion, but
I can't wait for the three of us to have an episode.
I love you.
All right, guys. Well, that would conclude the show. If you've liked any of our content, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also ask us any questions on askuscc@gmail.com. And just remember, if you get 5,000 subscriptions, Mitchell's gonna shave his head and look like a Viking. God knows that bushy beard is getting there.
That'll be a sight to behold.
Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Oh my God, please do. Do I just need to see this before I die. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that concludes the show. This will be released on the Wednesday, and our normal, regular, scheduled programming will happen this Friday for a one-off. So the next episode with Mitchell will be released on Friday. And, until next time. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.